Alright, what's up guys? I'm here doing another Starcraft 2 report. It's another 2v2 because you know that's what I do. And I know that's not very interesting to some people, the whole 2v2 thing, but I haven't done one in a while. I'm a lot better at the game now, I would say. I'm mostly doing this because someone asked me to do it. And soon I should be getting a good computer, and I might be able to... I'll probably play this game a lot more, and I'll probably do these little reports more often, hopefully. So you see here, this is Heart of the Swarm. That's another thing to mention, is I do have Heart of the Swarm, and I've been playing the shit out of it. That's all I've been doing. And I just, thought I'd do a report since, Heart of the Swarm is out. Unfortunately, you don't see any real Zerg Heart of the Swarm units, because I'm not saying they're not useful, I just don't really use them. But I found out, you see it's let's see, Terran and Protoss, and we're both Zerg. Surprisingly enough, we don't do a rush. We both go pretty decent on our economy. In fact, we both end up playing side by side pretty much the whole game. We stay pretty much up to date with each other. I'd say he's a little better than me. He kept up ahead of me a little bit. Let's see, what's his name over here? Sovereign. Alright, Sovereign, and we got over here Boss Playa. Faggot. Nos 0. Alright, and then you got me. I changed my name again, Death Row. I think I had that changed already before. But see here, getting the base started, got my pool out at 14 supply, and getting my first extractor up. Pretty basic build. I mean, that's about as basic. Yeah, see, look at this. This is pretty much, we kept hand in hand. We both went with the basic Zerg build and ended up winning. And the funny thing is that after, we're both Silver League guys, both top. I'm top 25 right now in Silver, and I just know he's in Silver. And when I checked the after report, interesting is both of these guys, both of them, this one right here and this one over here, are in Platinum. Yes, Platinum League. And they got their ass pwned by Silver Leaguers. I thought that was pretty funny. And that makes me realize if I have a teammate that's, I mean, do I have my Roach Warren up yet? No, I forgot. I got off a little late. I forgot to make my queen on this one. I waited too long to make my queen for some reason, and I don't know what that was about. But, see the Terrans getting their little wall up. Basic strategy by Terran. See here, he's already got his first forge up. That's a good sign. He's going to be doing heavy ground upgrades. Getting photon cannons in the base, showing he's probably going to be a pretty turtle player. Either that, or that indicates he might be just going heavy air, which the forge might just be photon cannons. I don't know. I'm not a Protoss player, so that would make sense that I wouldn't know what I'm talking about. As you see, I'm getting my overlords out there, slowly starting to scout out these expansions, make sure. Obviously, they're not going to come over here next to our base and expand, but whatever. First couple Zerglings just to have Zerglings, I guess. And looks like our workers are exactly the same too. Like, that is ridiculous. Only difference, the only reason he probably got a little ahead of me, especially on, like, he expanded a little earlier, and I was a little behind here on minerals. Hold on, let me do this. Yeah. Okay. Could easily be because I didn't get my queen out there quickly enough. I mean, I should have had it out there before, and I didn't for some reason. But, yeah, so this game's getting underway here. Might just speed it up a slight amount. See here, he's got his first expansion up. He's got his first little roaches in. He's already going in to harass a little. And that was probably pretty key to the rest of the game, because he went in and harassed early off. And just got troops out there really quickly. And the only reason I didn't have roaches yet is because I had to wait to get my queen. And pretty good on workers. Got my gas flowing. Already upgraded my lair. He has not done that yet. I did beat him to the lair. But then again, usually if you expand first, then you're not going to have the lair up quickly. So, got my lair up, which it was a good thing I did, because as indicated later, I believe these end up being, no, but or no. But after this Cybernetics core, I suspect that's when he got his Stargates up. Went heavy, because as a Protoss player, you're either going to go heavy ground with Colossi, you know, maybe some Phoenixes, but, you know, may or may not. And then some Protoss players just go, there I was warning, I happened to be looking over here and saw these mines go down, which was, you know, that's pretty vital, because these new Widow mines are just not good. They'll kill your units really quickly. I don't know how much they cost. I feel like they should cost a lot, because they can tear shit up. But then if they do, that's kind of your fault. Got my first expansion over here. I don't believe... Yeah, they did end up finding this, but it was way too late by the time they found that. We had them destroyed by then. And got my first roaches finally coming out. Or no, I have some more down here already. And we end up going like heavy roaches, and if they wouldn't have went with this air that they end up getting over here, which is what these are right here, Stargates. The Protoss player did not seem to be that good. They were both in Platinum. It said they were in Platinum League, but I don't know. This Terran player was not that good. He had a lot of terror drones, and he had a lot of siege tanks, and both of them played really turtle-like. And see there that, and they know we're heavy roaches. That's probably why they went ahead and went with these Stargates. And the thing is, there was a key moment where my teammate warned me about these Stargates over here, and if I would have never noticed that, I would have continued making roaches most likely and attacked, and that would not have worked. So that could have been key. I got my second hatchery up to get more larvae. And it's funny, as a pretty decent Zerg player, I never really did that before, just because I didn't want to. I would just make units at my other expansion. But I figured it's better to make another base in your main and just use your expansion and make minerals. Of course, you can do troops over there too, which later on, when you get pretty heavy in your resources, you might want to do that. And usually, you know, as a natural, naturally you would get more gas, expand mainly for gas, but then you get flooded with gas, and then you get more minerals, and then you end up being really heavy economically, and then you can upgrade and make troops all at the same time. Now it ends up being pretty beautiful. I'm just recently starting to get like pretty good. Like, I've been playing this game nonstop. And the thing was, I was decent before, and you see we have complete map control by this point. I have Overlord upgrades coming in. Yeah, this is where he told me. He pointed it out to me. He's got a shitload of photon cannons here. He's got 2 of these coming in already. Void rays coming in. We had no hydras up at this point, and it wasn't very good. It was not. It wasn't good. That would not have been a good thing. And as over here, we had all these scouted. Like, that's key too. We had chokeholded on these expansions because we knew where every expansion was. Got my first hydras up. It was not enough to stop all the void rays they ended up dishing out here, but from the start we had their whole ramp, their main ramp blockaded, and we had every expansion scouted, and they had no expansions yet at this point, which is probably the main thing that stopped them, is that we had, they have this expansion, but we end up taking that from them. And they were smart enough to put these siege tanks up over here finally, which was pretty smart. But with my hydras, hydras are good with range. And another flaw I noticed, and I wish I would have fixed this. We still won regardless, but I completely forgot to get the groove spines upgrade until way later on, and that would have been really helpful, especially when that's about the only counter you're gonna get towards siege tanks when it comes to hydras. So and I just noticed that my commentating on this is probably a little bit more interesting, and that's because I'm just, I guess, a little better at the game now. I can fully describe what's going on, and actually keeping myself busy, and hopefully I'm keeping you somewhat entertained. I hope my voice is beautiful enough for you to, and be in love with it. I doubt it. I've had some people actually tell me my voice is good for commentating. I've had a couple people tell me that, actually. They like hearing me talk. And that's always been true for me. I mean, I'm not trying to, like, you know, over gloat myself here, but yeah, and this is the point where we're like, okay, fuck your expansion. And then we went over there and just took that from them. And yeah, we start doing that. Here they come with their Void Rays. And I think those Void Rays do end up taking out these units, but here I got, you know, a few more Hydras coming in, which is enough to take out these Void Rays. I mean, those couple Hydras weren't enough. Actually, you know what? I think these Hydras weren't enough. I don't quite remember, but this ended up being a really good match, and the thing I loved about it is that my teammate was upbeat with me. Like, we stayed almost in tune, like, the whole time. Look, I mean, we used the same exact strategy. Both of us did. I mean, I think that was the thing that made us win. And, I mean, because these were 2 platinum players, and the only reason I think we were able to just kick so much ass is because we were just in tune. We were probably on the exact same skill level as Zerg players, and I think that's what made us so great. Because we were able to be in key, and just, it was just good. And it was just, yeah. I mean, I can't really emphasize much more. And at this point, yeah, that's getting a little risky. They got their, you know, actual defenses up a little bit. But we still have main map control. Like, we're at the point where we can rally our units halfway through the map, so that's still a pretty big deal if you think about it. And let's see here. I was gonna say something earlier. I don't remember what that was. And it's funny, my teammate was on this way before I even was. Like, before I was, my teammate already had his Hydras going over there ready to take these Wizards out. And funny enough, they only killed 1 drone. They killed 1 drone. If they would have just took their time taking the drones out rather than trying to kill the base off, they would have had so much better time. And there goes their Void Rays. I mean, the thing was between these guys is he was going air. He was going solely air. And if he would have made at least 1 more Stargate, because, I mean, you want 3 gates if that's possible. And it's just, you know, I mean, that's usually what you would do. And the Terran player was doing perfect defense against our Hydras. He had siege tanks and terror. My bad. I'm thinking of, what is it? What am I thinking of? Command and Conquer? I have no idea. See, that's why you call it amateur reports, because I do just commentate. I'm not like, oh my god, yeah, that's, you know, he's going over here and he's doing that and this is going on. No, I'm just kind of talking while you enjoy the game. And I feel bad that it has to be on low graphics. Again, I should be on top of that here in probably a couple weeks from now. I mean, if I can just build up maybe $500, at least these could at least be in high settings or something, you know. Because this is the only computer game I care about, and this is the only game I really play anymore. So, you know, why not just invest in a computer that's good enough to play this game? I mean, we have so much money. The only thing that barred me is I should have probably expanded over here a little quicker. I do eventually expanding to this one, in this area, so I can get more gas. And then I end up evening out my gas with my minerals, which is usually kind of a good sign, but then it's bad because your gas actually goes above your minerals, which is really not good, because that's kind of weird. But, you know, you can't complain about having a lot of gas. That's always pretty good. And you see I got my double evolution chambers, so I can get both my missile upgrades and my carapace upgrades at the same time. So does he. Beautiful. That was probably the only thing he really did different. He's got his infestor pit down and started evolving to a hive. I never did that. I never really needed to do it. And I think the only reason he did that is because well, I don't know why he did that. But Eventually, we saw these siege tanks as a pretty big deal, and I know we both ended up putting spires down relatively at the same time. Not that close together, because I know he had his greater spire evolving while I was making my regular spire. But we both saw the threat of the siege tanks and decided it was a pretty big deal. We realize at this point it's not looking great. You know, we clearly have way more good forces. No. There's a way to like pull up the thing. I don't know. I feel dumb because I probably should know how to do that, but you see, I've never been this good at keeping my resources at such a good pace. My minerals and gas are both under 1,000, and both are really steady. They're both really close in number. Which, if you're making hydras solely, technically all you would need is half the gas that you do minerals, but, you know, upgrades and all that stuff, so, you know. And this is kind of the key moment. We take out the first expansion they own, and really, only one time in the game they get an actual hit on us, because the whole game, it was just us, you know, getting against them, harassing them, and that was really it. And you'd think with all these extra bases he would be able to spend that money. I mean, he's got 3 extra expansions plus 2 hatcheries at his base, his main. I think he'd be able to deal with that, but he doesn't. Doesn't seem like he's spending his money very well. And you see, at this point, I'm actually under in minerals, which is crazy. You wouldn't really ever expect to see that, especially 22 minutes in the game. 23. That's pretty bad. But it's always good, because I've never been able to keep my money that low before, ever. Especially this late game, ever. I managed my resources very well in this match. And when you're both Zerg, you play off each other so well. I think Zerg and Zerg are the best combination in the game if you're going to play 2v2. Because if you're both Zerg, you can just... It's ridiculous. Because you can build off each other's creep. You don't have to worry about getting in each other's way. It works. It works really well. At this point, I never set a rally point right here. Yep, there goes that expansion. We took out this expansion as well. Took out that expansion. Now at this point, they have no expansions left. He goes ahead and comes over here. Makes another base, which I don't know why he's worrying about making bases. He probably should have been more worried about keeping larvae on his bases and building units instead of worrying about making bases. He clearly had enough income coming in. I don't think he really had to worry about that too much. But, you know, that's what he thought was important, I guess. Regardless, he was really fun to play with. I've stated several times. We were, you know, really kept in pace with each other. It was really fun. I do notice that he hotkeyed better than me. He obviously knows where to put his hotkeys. I'm not much of a hotkeyer, which is probably my biggest weakness. I don't hotkey very much, but I do keep huge attention on the map. The whole new F2 select your whole army thing, that has been really useful to me, especially maps like this where you're keeping all your units in the center of the map and keep map control. You see with those siege tanks, this is clearly I think this was the moment where we kind of just sat back and enjoyed ourselves and realized that we needed some air. So I think this is about the time. No, didn't do it yet. I think he went ahead and he had to get his... I know he got his spire down significantly sooner than me. I don't remember when I actually put mine down. It wasn't... Or no, I put my spire down over here. Oh, there it was. I saw it. He was putting his... He has it right there. See, he's already morphed into a greater spire. There I go with my spire. Because clearly we saw these... SCP trying to do some damage over there. Clearly we saw those siege tanks as a huge threat. Which I never thought, oh yeah, Ultralisks, that would make sense. Ultralisks are like ultimate against siege tanks. There's nothing that beats siege tanks like those, except for obviously mutalisks or, you know. And this is pretty much the moment where we won. As you see, there's only like 3 minutes left. This is like last stand. I don't think he was being sarcastic there. I think he was actually genuinely being nice. At first I thought he was, because I forgot to send my troops in. But I think he was like me. I think he realized that we're both significant, you know, good Zerg players. There you go, purple's out, good game. And then you really fun to play with. Didn't want to sound homo, but you know, he was really fun to play with. It was good. I have, you know, all these saturated bases up already, and you know, at this point, and then there goes my minerals being way higher than they should be, and it's just like, that's like almost the hardest thing I think in this game, is managing your resources, knowing when to expand, and knowing how to spend your money without going overboard, and knowing how to save up when you need to save up. Which really, you only have to save up for things at the beginning of the game. Once you get higher in money, you can kind of just spend it as it goes. And this was like their last stand. They were like, oh, send these void rays over. Kind of looks like a lot, but as you see, I had a lot of hydras coming in, and I almost didn't make these because I thought it was over. And I was like, why not? Why not spend some more money? I spent pretty much all. Oh no, that wasn't me. I still have quite a bit of money left, but I spent a lot of money making those. And I think I went ahead and pulled them back. I knew we pretty much had their bases done and over with, but I probably shouldn't have waited so long. But I went ahead and pulled them back and just sent them back over here, and try to take out these void rays. And I noticed I was able to talk about things the whole time this time. I feel more confident about doing these more often now, because before I never did that. And go ahead and send my hydras in. Go around now. My drones are scattering. Send my hydras, and once he sees that I have non-stop hydras coming in, he pulls out the good game. And, or no, he doesn't pull out the good game. He was defeated. Never mind. Either way, he would have lost. I had plenty of hydras, all pretty upgraded. He would not have survived. Hydras are like void ray killers. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and you know, I want you to, you know, like the video if you liked it, and subscribe, and do whatever you want. I don't really care. Comment, blah blah blah. Point is, I hope you enjoyed the game. I hope you enjoyed my commentating, and hopefully I'll get a better computer soon. I can do this more efficiently. Thanks for watching.